before we start this, I just want to make all the the viewers aware that Casper is in the lobby twice. And I've never seen this before, and he doesn't seem to know why this has happened. But I just wanted you all to see that because I think it's quite interesting. But anyway, hello, good evening. Welcome along to the Jackocar Cup Series for Season 12's regular season finale. You can see we're on Austria reverse, but for once in the YouTube title this week, I've actually put the name of the tracks in, and tracks is very much plural this week. We've got round 9 and we've got round 10. Austria reverse for round 9, Austria forwards, or standard, for round 10. We had to do this. This is the first time we've got two different Austria layouts on the track. We always do Austria for the end of the regular season. It's an open net, this. But how we're going to be doing this tonight is that we'll have two 35% races with one-shot qualifying. So really, the stream should still be about as long as it should be. Although saying that, it would appear that people are getting stuck on the loading screen. Either that or R9's just being patient. I do have a timer on the top of my screen though, Jacko, so I'd assume that means everything's fine and R9's just moaning. I don't know.
Being Belgian. Hello, good evening everybody. I'm still doing stats. But thankfully Owen's very good at waffling, so once we establish ourselves in the lobby, I'm sure he'll take over again, won't you? But yes, anyway, rounds 9 and 10, Austria reverse. Why not have Austria reverse? We've had Zandvoort and Silverstone, followed by Austria normal in its regular round 10 position to close the regular season out, which is, ChatGPT has done as well up to now, but for this week only, we've gone back to dictating where we want to race.
Now, Leroy's rejoined the lobby. He's requesting a lobby restart, but I mean, in these conditions, piss off if you think you're going to be getting a qualifying restart. You're just going to have to start from the back, I'm afraid. Now, this is going to be one shot in intermediate conditions. We're just going to have to hope we find the fastest driver on this qualifying lap. I did say, I think it was Tony suggest that I'd be on board with Pete, but let's not do that. As you can see, the screen is messing about, and it's decided to put us on board with... there is two Caspers here. That is really odd. But anyway, it has decided to put me on board with Ben Harrett. You can see the names are just chopping and changing all over the show, so there's really no point in even attempting to change names here. So we're just going to sit on board, give you a chance to have a look at the track layout on board with Ben Harrett. You can see in these intermediate conditions he's struggling with traction, so this isn't really going to tell us too much about the track layout apart from, well, what the track layout actually is. Has Casper still got... Yeah, this is really confusing me. How can Casper be 5th but also 13th? Are you saying this as well, Jacko?
No, I'm not.
Have you got...
I see that Casper is 6th and 13th.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I am saying that.
What's happened there?
I don't know.
That's mad, isn't it? I really want to see how this plays out in the race, but anyway, Leroy does appear to be on a lap, so I know he was asking for a restart, but he's gotten underway. Arnaud's currently top. We're on board with Ben Harrett, who sits 7th. And look for the time as they all cross the line. Arnaud still first. Arnaud on pole. Tony, Risky, Waitsy, Corey, Ben Harrett, and then Jake 7th again. Jake, whenever he has a bad qualifying, it always seems to be 7th when it's not, getting invalidations or whatever. So yeah, another poor qualifying from him. Hard to really judge anything, like we say, from this session. All I can say is that Casper is simultaneously 8th and 13th at the same time. 1 second separating the two Caspers. I've never seen this before. I don't know how this is possible. I really don't get this. I'm going to ask the chat, who's 13th? Because I can't get my head around this. Have you ever seen this before, Jacko? By the way, I am saying that Johannes has done what he was meant to do. He won the last race, hasn't qualified. Well done for remembering. But have you ever seen this before? I can honestly never recall seeing this.
Never in my life. It may have happened, but I just simply don't recall it. Sorry, I'm still doing stats.
Yes, well, you've got a lot of stats to do after that qualifying session as well. That's the one thing about this being a one-shot qualifying. Luckily, you may have some safety car periods during this full wet race to occupy you with. Now, we said this last week in Spa, where it was heavy rain conditions, and I did chastise Arnaud for choosing wet at his final stop. Hopefully, everyone has recognised that intermediate tyres are good, but as Jamie Griffiths has just said in the chat, Jacko, this isn't just heavy rain. We're expecting stormy weather. Now, that may actually be good enough for the full wet. I've not seen stormy weather on this game. You can't choose stormy weather. It only happens at random. And it happens very rarely.
Barry Baldwin backing up what Jamie Griffiths has just said. He's texted me saying monsoon weather halfway through. I mean, it's not looking pretty good right now, is it? So this is going to be fantastic.
Now, monsoon weather doesn't necessarily make things undrivable, but if it becomes too wet, the game in the past has put safety cars out for weather. And the last time I can remember it happening was a one-hub race back on F1 2019 around Germany. I think it was one of the end-of-season, like, champion races or whatever it was. But, for about 3 or 4 laps, it hit monsoon conditions. And it basically had to bring the safety car out. Now, that's obviously, 6 F1 games ago. Whether that's still how things work is beyond me, but as you can see, most of the grid here are on the full wet tyres. Casper's not going to be on them, and well, that's how you know which Casper's the real one, because the real Casper is on intermediates and the fake one is on full wet. So the question does honestly have to come through here. Who the hell is this? Who is this in 13th? We're really going to have to work this out, because it's not Casper. I don't think.
You know what?
Is it?
I wish I had.
Who is it?
I wish I had the answer for you. I just simply don't. I mean, who's likely to qualify 13th normally? Is Gareth Hall, maybe?
Yes.
You know what?
Of course it's Gareth Hall, isn't it?
It is Gareth.
Oh, you cheeky little sod. Of course it's Gareth Hall. Well, he's pulled our pants. Well, he's pulled my pants down in particular for that. I didn't even consider that it could be Gareth Hall. Of course it's him. Right, okay, well, there's that settled then.
That was a lucky guess, by the way.
Yeah, thank God you got that, because we would have been here all night.
He's changed the name from Casper Klein to Casper Klein, or Klein, I guess you could say.
Yes.
It's the I and the E are the wrong way round.
Right, well, thank God we figured it out. So we've got 5 drivers on intermediates. We've got the rest of the grid on the full wets. Pete qualified, well, as a DNF, so luckily we didn't sit on board with him for qualifying, as Tony comedically suggested earlier on. Tony did qualify on the front row alongside Arnaud. And Arnaud looking for a bit of redemption after what should have been a win last week in Austria. Not Austria, we're in Austria. In Spa. It sort of fell away from that last pit stop. The full wet tyres could have some use when we get to the monsoon conditions. In these conditions, I'd still look out for those on inters. But let's see what happens as we have Pete Knighton reaching the back of the grid. It's very weird to be just getting straight into the thick of the action here at the very start of a Jackocar Cup Series stream. And we're going to be doing this twice tonight. This is just the first race of 2. Will we have one wet and one dry? That'll give us plenty of variety. But we've got 5 lights here in Austria. We're going the wrong way round. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. Now, who gets off the line the best? It's a very difficult turn 1 here. It's a real pinch point. So who's going to be bravest on the brakes? Arnaud leads it ahead of Tony. We've got Corey just backing off on a move there on Risky. There's a lot of debris flying about. But up at the front, things look to be staying relatively well behaved so far. Casper up into 6th place. And a lot of side-by-side going on there. There were bits of front wing flying about. I can see Waitsy has some damage. Hard to really tell how everyone else is getting on. But we still have 19 cars in the race, Jacko.
We sure do. It's good to see both Caspers still in the race as well, it must be said, as Yuri brings up the rear. Don't forget, these guys are fighting for their position in the postseason, as well as trying to decide who goes through to the chase and the playoffs, as Gareth Hall makes a move on Barry Baldwin. Barry sits P19. The yellow flags come out.
P9's got... Oh, no, Yuri, sorry. Yuri's got a front right puncture. That must have been coming off someone's debris. Ben Harrett, I saw, also had front wing damage out there, so there were a few getting hit. Corey Dalton was side by side with what's his face? I think it was Jake O'Sullivan. He went wide coming onto the long back straight, and that could have been in tears because they were properly banging wheels. This last corner is probably the most difficult on the track. You've got to be so careful heading through there, because if you get it wrong, you're going to be hitting the Armco barriers, and the pit lane entry is basically the same. Will be fascinating to see how people sort of handle that downhill braking, like we saw at Silverstone short or Silverstone reverse, where people just were getting penalties for fun. Yuri, I was worried he may have stopped, but he has gotten back going, and we'll just we'll ride on board for this pit lane entry just so you can see what it's like. But yeah, his race already sort of ruined here. As long as he can get out of the pits on the lead lap, then things may be okay. Pete Knighton now, I think he must have a puncture as well, because he's crawling out of the pits. We can't look behind. Yep, rear left puncture. I don't know how that's happened. Coming, as he hasn't pitted, so he must have had an incident at turn 1. 2 drivers at punctures already, Jacko. What is going on here? It's his own front wing as well. He's broke his own front wing, and that's what's done it. And Ben Harrett passes him as Pete spins out. A rear puncture. You can easily get beached doing this. You've got to be so careful. He will get lapped. This is a nightmare. Arnaud,
this is the
2.5 seconds clear, by the way.
Yep, this is the sort of thing that could happen to anybody and could knock them out of a particular part of the championship where they want to be in. Do they want to race competitively? Look at Yuri Haslager out on the Inters, struggling like anything, trying to get that car around as he overtakes Pete for what is 18th. That might be a valuable point come the end of the night. Unbelievable.
Jake already with a penalty, but we now have the leading drivers coming through to lap Pete, and let's say Pete is a wounded driver, so you've got to be really careful when you catch up to him. And just while we have a small sort of moment of chill, have we got any Joker drivers in these 2 races?
No, not tonight. 9 and 10, it was excluded from the picks.
That is such a good call. Because that makes our lives so much easier. My goodness for that. But for Arnaud, I mean, this is looking very good so far. On pole, pulled away at the start. Looks comfortable. Here's Pete Knighton, and if he stays away to the left-hand side, then no one's going to have any issues getting past him. And yeah, that's a shame for Pete. But well, we know he'll finish tonight with what, 199 races without a win. Is it
we'll
as
come
many
back
as
to
that?
it. I just wanted to make a very quick point about Arnaud. He's not going to get it. I said if he leads one more, it'd be 900 all-time in the Cup Series, but instead Tony nabs it on the line.
Interesting call to pit so early, isn't it? Wonder why he's done that. No one else has, and he's gone for more wets. I'd have, you know, if we are getting monsoon weather during this race, I'd be waiting until that sort of happens, then pit for new wets, if that's the idea. I'm just trying to think of the last time we saw properly heavy rain. I wonder if Canada in season 10 was monsoon, because you remember that race? That was just ludicrously heavy rain. We had the aerial shots of that, and YouTube's sort of bitrate absolutely destroyed what was a fantastic looking race from our point of view. The aerial shots just showed the track was a complete lake that day. And that might be the last time we saw properly heavy rain. I wonder if it's going to look something like that when the rain comes down later on. As we have Corey Dalton on the back of Risky, once again up at the front of the grid. But Casper closing on the pair of them. He's on those intermediates. I think, again, like last week, they should be the better tyre for these conditions at the moment. Corey's in the pits.
Yep, as Corey pits, took the words out of my mouth. Sullivan Lewis, once again, going well. Doesn't matter whether he's going backwards or forwards, or in the dry or in the rain. He's having a fantastic season. As Tony Kirkpatrick continues to lead. By the way, Arnaud de Grief come out in P13, and he's hunting down Jack Craig, who currently is not racing competitively next week. He needs to race his way into the chase. a new feature of Jackocar for this season. But he's got the reigning champion coming up behind him.
Ben Shaw, Jake O'Sullivan, Corey Dutton, all on intermediates. That's what I was expecting. And look, he's up in 5th place already. Johannes, he's had a clean start. He's also on those intermediate tyres. He's a fair way off Tony in the lead, it has to be said, and pit stops have helped him, but he's already made up, I'd say, about half of the field so far. So Johannes, he's having a strong start. Not the electric stuff we saw from Arnoud in Spa, but that really was a unique case, I think. So we'll see how Johannes gets on. Remember, the winner of this race will not get to qualify for round 10, which of course is later on tonight. So hopefully they remember that.
Yep, Tony will stay out for another lap on those extreme wets, and so does Sullivan Lewis. They seem to have it all under control. But meanwhile, Arnaud has made a great impression from 13th to 9th in 1 lap. He is now behind, I believe, the real Casper Klein. Nope, the fake one. Sorry.
Nope, that'll be Gareth Hall, who's got front wing damage, I think, at the moment. Which will not be helping his case. But speaking of the real Casper, he's all over the back of Risky, and well, he's got to keep his nose clean. We saw what happened in Spa last week, but really, I think he's faster at the minute, and he really could do with getting past. Tony's getting up the road, and obviously Arnoud's catching all the time. Risky having a real difficult time on those wets, and you can see Johannes is catching Jamie Griffiths, who, by the way, up at the front again. He's gone a bit wide here, but he had a great performance last week in the wet in Spa, so not at all surprising to see he's still near enough the sharp end at the moment. Johannes is quicker though, and obviously he won last week in such brilliant form in the wet. And yeah, we'll see how he gets on as this race continues. But Casper, he'd gotten close to the back of Risky, but then fell away. Where's Arnoud at? He's gotten past Gareth Hall, so he's got a decent gap ahead of him now. 3.5 seconds of clear air.
Yeah, I was just watching Tony throw it into the final corner. He's having fun out there, just drifting his way around the lap and making up time all the time. Fastest lap from Johannes. And Casper, as you say, Owen Wyatt, is about to make a move on Sullivan Lewis. Here he goes into the inside. Does he think about it? Does he commit to it? Yes, he does.
Nice.
But Sullivan will turn himself into the inside.
He's cut the corner
and then
there.
runs wide. Through goes Casper.
A bit of an unnecessary corner cut, I think, there from Casper. He was almost too cautious, and all the time Johannes is just catching up to the pair of them. I think he tried to play the cautious approach there, Casper. It didn't get him a penalty, but it may well have a warning on his race. But we'll see how this develops. Have you finished all your stats, by the way, Jack? I never asked.
Enough for now. All it was I was putting the points, the current standings, in a better format so that I can update them after this race, and then we got a better picture in round 10 when we start eliminating drivers and promoting them and demoting them from the playoffs and the chase. Tony Pitts.
And Johannes 2. Now, obviously, with this being a 35% race, I don't know how that affects tyre wear. Like, for instance, are these running around on their own sort of unique tyre degradation sort of formula, or is it literally going to be like a 25% race type wear or a 50% race type wear? Because these are quite early pit stops, I think, which would suggest to me that the tyres are wearing quite quickly, which would suggest that these are wearing like they would in a 25% race. I could be completely making it up, but I mean, the 35% race format is literally only for esports, and even then, no one really uses it. We're only using it now because we have a double header tonight, so no one will have raced in these sorts of conditions. I'm just so surprised to see early pit stops. I know we have to do a 2-stop tonight, but I'd be making my pit stop sort of before and after the monsoon, or maybe at the start of the monsoon and then at the end of it, but and then run inters for the rest of the race. So have the full wets on for the monsoon bit and then inters for the rest. But we'll see everyone's approach. We did a fair old sort of train here with Tony just drifting all the way through there on Arnoud, and we've got a pile-up now. Everyone's getting damage in this. Tony just about survives, but I'm pretty sure I saw Corey's front wing flying off, and Jack Craig just sort of stuck in the middle. I think he's doing the sensible thing there by just pitting to get out of the way. Maybe it was his wing that went, actually. No, Corey's gone off at the final corner. It was definitely his wing as well. Here comes Jake, and he's up ahead, and Bassett, who started this race on the intermediate, still on them. He's sort of well within this pack, isn't he? And he's going to get past Corey. Will he? No, he backs off into turn 2, but Corey's got horrendous damage. That's a race ruiner, that is.
I am here, don't worry. I temporarily muted myself. What was you saying? Corey has wing damage.
Catastrophic wind damage. I think he's going to have to pit with that.
It is catastrophic, yeah.
And, well...
That's Corey, struggling behind Bazza, as you say.
Here comes Johannes. That'll be easy enough as well. And Johannes, you can see Tony... Well, actually, no, he can't see Tony. That's not Tony, is it? That's Jake, you can see. Tony's up the road, but still a good sort of 6.5 seconds away from Arnaud, the race leader. So his wets do appear to be working quite well for him, actually, at the moment. Pete's had 2 10-second penalties on this lap, by the way, so he's not in good shape. And Jamie Griffiths now leads the race. He's not pitted yet. Arnaud, though, has the fastest lap. He may well retake that lead, possibly even on this lap. And Corey... Oh, I think that's an accident. It's a safety car, yeah. I wonder if Corey's got that run on the pit lane entry or something, because he had such massive front wing damage. It wouldn't at all surprise me if he's understeered into the wall. And we have a safety car out while... Who's this? The real Casper was in the pits, but Risky as well. Just sort of scrapping his way out there. Did you see that? Completely sideways to try and get ahead of Gareth Hall. And I think he may have done it illegally. He's letting cars through. How many is he going to let through? Only a couple, but he comes out in 8th place here. And so, with Jamie Griffiths and... Oh no! Risky's nearly hit the safety car there. That could have been terrible. Oh. But I think we've got Casper has pitted, Gareth Hall's yet to pit, Wes is yet to pit, and Jamie Griffiths is yet to pit. Now Jamie, he was going to lose the lead, wasn't he, on that lap? So I think this has worked out relatively well for him. He can pit now, and he won't lose too much time. I think this is... I mean, we said about his pace as well last week at Spa. This could be working out incredibly well for a driver who's not won a race in the second half of Jackocar's existence. So he could do have a good result today. Will anyone else follow him in? Maybe try and take a cheap stop. I mean, Wes will, and you'd expect Gareth to. We're not quite at halfway. That'll be on lap 13. At that point, drivers can make their second pit stops. But I do wonder if during this period of the race, is that when we're going to see this monsoon show up? Because it hasn't happened yet, has it? I feel like we would have noticed if it had happened.
Well, we certainly would have noticed. And it's going to come, isn't it? It generally always does in Jackocar. And I think, saying that, the weather has just got ever so slightly heavier, Owen. Also, quick note, Arnaud de Grief is now 900 laps led in the Cup Series.
And he's one of just 2 drivers on full wets, so he really is banking on this monsoon coming, because I do feel that this is light rain at the minute, and so that's why the whole field's on intermediates. Barring him and Wes, who's come out in 7th place, so it's worked out well for him. Jamie Griffiths, you've got to keep your eye out on him. He's in a stunning position right now. P4, best tyres. We know he's quick in the rain. You've got to keep your eye on him, haven't you? This could work out really, really well for Jamie Griffiths.
Jamie Griffiths is trying to get himself into the playoffs, would you believe? And it's a playoff format this season that would actually suit him, because it's not 2 races or 3 races. It's knockout every single week, and that might just be his ticket to a possible championship run. And I tell you what, if he doesn't make the playoffs, he's one of those guys who's going to be up there with the likes of Chris Waits and Ben Harrott, who can go deep into the chase and then try and win his way into the Championship 5. But yeah, certainly watch out for him. Jamie Griffiths, like you say, it's been a very, very long time since he won a race. And he's in contention here this evening.
I'm hoping Corey, in the middle of his rage, may be able to tell us when that stormy rain was meant to arrive, because it'll be useful to know, considering most of the field on intermediates. I mean, yeah, I suppose our set and stop can be for the wets, but Yeah, I'm really curious to see sort of what strategy will work here. Again, on a track where more than likely most people haven't really raced. I have to say, I feel like the Austria in the correct format will probably work a lot better than this. This has been interesting, but not really too much in terms of racing so far. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We've got a massive field spread still, by the way, so I wonder if anyone's going to make their second pit stop at the end of the next lap, because I wonder if the field won't have caught up enough. Oh, it's coming in this lap. Okay.
Wow.
Only really the top 11, maybe possibly top 14 will be in this train when this restarts. That's fascinating. I wonder why that's happened. Normally we let the field sort of bunch up, but that means we're going to be green heading into the second half of this race, and Arnold is going to have to dictate a restart on, at the minute, the wrong tyres. Now, we said he was on the wrong tyres last week, and we were proven right. Has he got his tyre choice right this time? Of course, he's already well into the playoffs. It doesn't really ruin his life if he doesn't win the race, but he is looking for the record, and I think, who's that comes to the pits? Whoever that is must be Pete Knighton getting out of the way, so it's good from him. But Arnold, he left it late, and did you know what? The whole field was asleep then, and there was nearly a massive sort of concertina pile up there as Arnold gets into turn 1, and somehow they've all kept it moving in the right direction there.
Yeah,
Risky.
I was looking at Jamie Griffiths getting caught up as well.
Yeah, just saying there, Johannes and Risky were side by side and they nearly make contact. Safety car is still on the top of the screen, but I'm pretty sure we're not under safety car conditions. Not looking at the way these lot are driving, so do ignore that graphic. Even the game seems to be surprised that that thing was called in at the end of the last lap.
Here goes Johannes. On the inside of Sullivan.
I want to see if Arnold is able to hold on here, because he's got these gaps. Yeah, they are correct, these gaps. I was wondering if they were exaggerating, but no, Arnold really hasn't pulled away at all on this lap. And Tony, surely he'll feel better coming out of all the corners, and he just knows he needs to get a proper launch, maybe at the final corner, to have a go into turn 1. And Arnold's going to make his second pit stop, and so surely that'll be for intermediates. But what if the monsoon comes? I feel like he's put himself in a really difficult position right here. Let's see what he goes on to.
Don't forget, he lost last week's race in Belgium because of a tyre strategy.
Inters.
Had he picked the right tyre then, he would have won it. And yep, Inters for Arnold. Tony Kirkpatrick leads from Casper Klein, and JB Griffiths, who's up to P3, would you believe?
Well, we keep saying, would you believe? I fully believe that this is, his pace. We saw this last week. He really is good in these conditions. We know Johannes is also good in these conditions. Will these two, maybe in third and fourth, as it stands, will they be the ones to watch? As Casper had a massive moment coming out of the middle sector there, and that could easily have been Jimmy past him. And that'll be just filling Jimmy with loads of confidence that he can challenge. As we, look at him, looking to the inside. I'm trying to say that's turn 7. I am trying to work out the corner numbers as we go. I think this is turn 7. And then the kink here is turn 8. At some point I will figure it out. But Jamie closing in towards... maybe that was turn 8 and that was turn 9. This is definitely turn 10. This is turn 10. We'll get it at some point. Johannes is into the pits. But Jamie, he's all over Casper. And I think he's going to have a real chance of getting him here. Tony has the fastest lap, but Jamie Griffiths has second place. Down the inside, surely, Casper's not having any of that, and he's off in Narnia, as we used to say back in the olden days, and down into third place.
You still do, Owen.
Well, not as often as I used to. We try to sprinkle it in every now and then. Where's Arnold going to be at then? Obviously, he made that pit stop. This will have him in clear air. Johannes is nowhere near him. And in fact, Johannes will be overtaken here by MK Bourne. That'll be his first mention tonight. Sadly, these guys at the back have been sort of shafted a bit by the safety car. Jake, he's already been on the tyres for one lap. He's cutting the corner the same way that we saw Casper doing it earlier on, but clearly they're able to get away with it as he goes round the outside of Yuri. He's about 6.5 seconds away from Johannes. very much detached, really, has to be said. How's Waste doing on these full wets? He looks like he's not doing too bad, actually, it has to be said. So, I just don't know. This whole race just feels like it just feels like a bit of a random thing. I just don't really know what's going on, to be honest with you. We've got 10 laps to go, and I still couldn't really tell you the story.
Well, here's a stat for you instead. 111 races since Jamie Griffiths last stood atop the Jackocar podium. And that was where?
That was
famous night at Silverstone. Oh, yes, it was. Because the Monza race was beforehand, wasn't it?
Yes.
And what season was that, Owen, for 5 more points?
That was season 6.
Bingo.
Round
Race
5.
number 88. Yes, round 5. You are good, aren't you?
I know.
You probably know the history better than me.
I wouldn't go that far. You've got all the stats in front of you, but we know Jamie Griffiths has been a long, long time since he won a race. We know that much for sure. And I don't think he's even really thinking about the win. I think second, well, maybe third place when you stick Arnold back in front of him. I think that'd be a fantastic result. I think he's very much capable of it. Are we approaching this monsoon yet? I'm wondering if we've already had it and we've just missed it. Is monsoon just not exciting anymore?
Well, a few laps ago, I was on board of Arnaud, and you know, like when it starts to rain from the dry, it glitched on board of Arnaud's car. I don't know if that's a lag thing, and it just took me to a different part of the track where the rain looked like it was more, but I believe I saw more rain come down.
Well, I hope you're right. I mean, it's just hard to tell, really. But Arnaud, he's going fastest on intermediates, so it seems well enough fast for those. Anyone actually fancy doing any racing tonight, or are we just going to sit in a train? What's going on? No one wants to do anything. This may need to be a track that we just forget ever existed after this. But what I won't do a public apology like we saw with PSGL. Did you see this?
I saw it, yeah.
Oh, what was all that about? Did you watch the stream? Because on the stream they went to like commentary cam. Imagine having a commentary cam for Jackocar, by the way. God, the amount of things you could stick in the background, get us finished in a week. But they went to their commentary cam, and poor old George Morgan, he looked absolutely devastated by that whole race. And yeah, it was chaos, but I mean, don't you want a bit of excitement in your league racing, for goodness sake? So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, because just what the hell was that about? I'm sort of like, that's just an average Jackocar race and he's having to do a public apology. Who told him to do that? Oh dear. Arnaud's just flying along here, isn't he? This is the thing. He's definitely been practicing. We give Casper all the stick for practicing. So Arnaud can probably just get away with it for free, can't he? Because there's no way. He's just so fast. This is ludicrous.
I mean, is he coming up behind Baza now, and in front of him he's got fake Casper Klein. I wonder if Baza's going to give Arnaud a hard time there. Probably not. It is Baza, but that's an easy pass for Arnaud, and up to P6. P7, he goes. It is fake Casper next, then Gareth Hall, Schmickles, fastest man in team speed, call him what you want. He stands in the way of Arnaud de Grief next. And up the road from him, as we see Yori exit the race.
That's a virtual safety car, and he's done the rear left in, and I'm surprised that's only a virtual safety car, to be honest with you. That's right on the racing line, but there you go, full safety car deployed. Still says VSC on the screen, but I assure you that's a full safety car. A very late safety car. And Tony, oh, he was just past the pit lane entry, that's a shame. But everyone else gets a free pit stop. And Arnaud, will he still lead this? This might be touch and go with Casper here, who's coming out of the pit lane. And
Arnaud knows it, he's throwing that thing around there, but Casper's in front, Owen.
As we saw in Silverstone, Casper just about gets the luck he needed. Now, what's interesting is that the safety cars let all these guys through. I was worried it would pick up Tony. It hasn't. So Tony and Jamie Griffiths should, in theory, also get this free pit stop. Because they're all under Delta. And will Arnaud be behind them as well? You've got to say they will. Certainly Tony will be ahead. I think this is working out brilliantly again for Tony, who's not won in well, how long's it been since he won? Have you got that number? Because it's been a while as well, hasn't it?
I do indeed. 14 races.
Yeah, so he could do with a win, couldn't he? He's been the nearly man this season.
That was Mexico last season, if you remember it. Race number 186.
Well, he's gonna hold on to the lead here, isn't he? As surely as he comes in, and Jamie Griffiths is surely gonna hold on to second place. Possibly Casper may have a shot at it. I don't know how the deltas work exactly, but if the deltas work correctly, these two should hold position. So, Tony out of his pits. All looked good there. And Jamie Griffiths, let's hope it's a good stop. It is. Let's ride on board with Jamie, because we know that Tony's going to get out. I think Casper's got past Jamie Griffiths here. I'm not entirely sure how that's happened, but well, maybe he attacked the pit and exit in just the right way to escape some of the delta. But Arnaud hasn't got past Jamie, and we lose Jake now. How's that happened?
Wow.
How has that?
Mistake.
Has he? What? What's he done here? Where is he? And what's he done? Has he binned it into the pits, as I suspect Corey did? Let's see if we can... there's no sort of icon for his car, but I'm wondering if he's just tried to go for the pit lane and hit the wall. Either way, he's out of it. And with where Jack Craig's passed him, I'd suggest that is a pit lane incident. And we've lost Jake, we've lost Corey from this race. Not very often you see that on the list of casualties. But for Tony, he's going to have 5 laps left at the end of this one. And then, I mean, the safety car may set for another lap after that, so he'll have to survive potential attacks from Casper, from Jamie, from Arnaud for the next sort of 4 racing laps. And get his first win of the season. And that would, of course, as well, disqualify him from qualifying for the regular layout race, but I'm sure he's not really thinking about that at the moment.
I have Jake O'Sullivan in the DMs. I'm asking him what he did, and if you bear with me for a short moment of time, I'll have an answer for you. He said he locked up going into the pits with no front wing. Wheel gone bang. And Jake O'Sullivan will not be scoring points at Austria reverse.
Ask him about the monsoon conditions, because I'm almost certain now that they just didn't come. They just didn't bother.
Did we have them? By the way, that is Jake O'Sullivan's first DNF of the season.
He'll get over it. He wasn't having the best race anyway.
He won opening week. He's already into the playoffs. It's a race that really meant absolutely nothing to him.
Right then, let's see if the safety car is going to come in. We're getting towards the point on the track. The game was updated this week, so I'm wondering if that's why we've got the VSC. Yeah, look at that, because only now the safety car decides it's going to pop up now it's coming in. So hopefully it now gets off the screen, but I'm suspecting it would have already come off the screen. So yeah, we may be stuck with a safety car graphic on screen.
Jake said that it's been getting quicker and quicker all the race. So
yeah.
There was no monsoon condition for him. He said inters all the way. That was the tyre.
Well, let's see how these lot all get on. Arnaud's got the oldest tyres out there. There's a potential that he could fall down the field here. But Tony, he's got the best tyres out there. You'd suspect this is his race to lose. It's been his race to lose ever since that safety car came out. And he's had a good restart, and we're back underway here at Austria Reverse. And Tony's got 4 laps to hold on for his first win of the season. And we've got Gareth fighting away with Johannes, almost making contact, is making contact, and West trying to get through on the inside, and that could be fireworks between these two. We've seen it before in the past, and the two of them are having quite a good race actually. I'd rather they didn't come together actually, just for their own sakes, as we see behind Waitsy and Bazza also going for it, and Waitsy all the way around outside of Bazza. But look at Ben Harrett.
Ben
My
Harrett.
goodness me.
Wow.
That was committed. I was worried he may end up getting that wrong, but he's just about kept it going the right way. Got past Waitsy. Up at the front, Jamie Griffiths is alongside. Casper clean again, but he's had to back off of it, and here comes Arnold. Arnold's got a great run. Arnold's back into the podium positions. And Jamie Griffiths lets him go. He doesn't want to risk this high points position. It's sensible play, but it's not exactly fun, is it?
He's got a bit of can't talk tonight, Owen. Bit of breathing space behind him now with Sullivan Lewis and his penalty. So it doesn't really matter if Sullivan gets past, but he would then fall into the clutches of Ben Shaw. By the way, Arnold de Grief, he has bridged that gap to Casper Klein. He thinks he can still win it, as Tony Kirkpatrick is only 1.3 up the road and a new fastest lap. We're inside, free to go here in Austria reverse. Look at Arnold flying.
It has to be said, I think Casper's been struggling all day for pace, so it's maybe not surprising to see Arnold catch him so quickly. Jamie Griffiths was nearly past Casper on the last lap, remember. That's what allowed Arnold the chance. So this may not be representative of how quick Arnold actually is. I'd suspect Tony's pretty secure here at the front of this race, as Johannes then picks up a penalty. He's all over the back of Ben Shaw, and he might as well try and pass him now. He's got nothing to lose, and they're going to go side by side all the way up the hill towards turn 8, I hope. And, well, Ben Shaw is on for another 5th place finish as it stands, even if these two around him get past. He's surrounded by penalty-ridden drivers, and he's kept his nose clean tonight, and Johannes could not get past. Jamie Griffiths is all over the back of Arnold. He's all over the back of Casper, and this battle for 2nd place is going to be fantastic. Arnold's up the inside. No, he just backs off into the last corner. He really thought about it. And this is just letting Tony disappear. Another fastest lap. He effectively has this race won, as we said. But here comes Arnold up the inside again to turn 1. That's not going to work for Casper. He's going to have to just let him go. And Jamie's through as well. Side by side. I think he's got to let him go. He has. Jamie's up to 3rd place. Can he get after Arnold? He's got much better tyres, remember. Here comes Sullivan Lewis. I think he's got 6 seconds of penalties. He's also been into the side of Casper. Oh, and Ben Shaw. Maybe, just maybe, he may finish somewhere other than P5 if he can get himself up the road. He's right on the back of this. Jamie's a second behind Arnold, so maybe Arnold has this covered on much older intermediate tyres. That is mightily impressive, I have to be said. But still, a podium for Jamie would be a fantastic result in these conditions. And, well, Casper,
would love it.
We've seen that he's just not had the pace today, sadly, and I feel like this is 4th place would be a good result, just, considering. So,
absolutely.
We'll see how this all heads on, but up at the front, Jacko, Tony, he's having it all his own way at the moment.
Yeah, Casper certainly stayed safe in this race anyway. He's going to the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter, but Tony Kirkpatrick makes it, or he's going to make it. 5 winners become 6 as it's 1 lap to go in Austria. And that won't be the last time you hear that tonight. But yeah, 2 multiple race winners this season, and then 3 single race winners. Tony Kirkpatrick, he's been waiting and waiting for a good track. Has he finally got one? He seems to have enjoyed it so far here this evening in Austria, as he's got a 3-second lead over Arnold. If he wants, he could get a penalty. But Jamie Griffiths, surely man at the moment. We've not done driver of the day for a long old time, but I think he's worth a shout. The man from South Wales. What a drive this has been.
And he was the one who was worried about those stormy conditions that never bothered to come. So I'm sure he, out of anyone, will be the most sort of, maybe not surprised to see this, because let's say I've been sort of singing his praises all day of his pace, but he'll be glad that he's been able to execute this so far. He's going to have one more corner to survive, to secure that podium. But up at the front, Tony, he got a bit lucky with that safety car, has to be said, but his pace has been brilliant. And as he comes out of the final corner, he gets redemption for races like Azerbaijan, which he really should have won. He takes a checkered flag and wins round 9 here in Austria reverse. Arnold, on the oldest tyres out there, says the fastest lap, just to prove that he was the fastest driver in that race. 2nd place. And Jamie Griffiths, he does hold on for 3rd. A great 2 races he's had in recent times, and he's played himself very much into the playoffs with this sort of form. Casper in 4th, Ben Shaw 5th. Gareth, well, I told him off for his pace last week. He tried to make excuses, having a child and all the rest of it, but clearly he's taken it to heart a wee bit because he's practiced, hasn't he? He must have done to finish P6. Good result.
It must have done.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Good result. Johannes, well, there is his corpse there in P7. Weiss in 8th, again, good race for him. Risky in 9th, no front wing, bit of a disaster. Waitsy in 10th. Then we've got Mike, Baza, Jack Craig, Ben Harrett, Leroy, and I think Pete. And there's a puncture there on Ben Harrett's front left, so maybe that's why he was so far down. But, well, that's one race down and one to go, and hopefully we'll have OKK joining us.
Maybe. He's certainly going to get an invite, I can tell you that. But Robin should be joining us.
Oh, yes. Well, hold on a minute. If that's the case, do we have 19 in that race?
Yes, because Chris Waits will leave.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, we will go to a small intermission here. Well, I say intermission. Owen's going to talk, and I'm going to message people who are important.
I didn't think about this. Right. Well, Corey said that Monsoon was meant to come towards the end of the race. Yuri says it's meant to come in the middle. So I don't think anyone knew, essentially, what was going on at all. And yeah, that's one race down. Johannes says race 1 didn't exist in his books. I mean, it's interesting for him to be complaining. Maybe not complaining, but being disappointed, because he's ended up finishing 7th from 17th. I mean, we've gotten used to drivers sort of going for the win from the back. But on this occasion, I mean, the P7 is not the end of the world. Tony, just to remind you, for the next one-shot qualifying session, will not be allowed to qualify. And Baza says it's going to be a 2-minute break before we go, so that's sort of the deadline for OKK and Robin to join us. And I think they both need to be here, don't they, to protect their top 20 placings and to qualify for the chase or playoffs. They could win the race, always an option. So we'll see how they get on. And Leroy, seriously. Not a chance. We are not waiting for him to go to the loo. Only Jacko gets those rights.
Absolutely. By the way, no OKK. But we should get Robin.
We have already got Robin. We've got 20 drivers. Is Waitsy going to leave, or is he going to stay then, in that case?
Waitsy can stay, but I need to message him.
And Arnold, he's blaming me. Arnold's blaming me from losing that race with that divine intervention. Yep. I mean, it does have to be said, it does keep happening, doesn't it? Maybe Arnold's been the nearly man this season, but it's hard to say that because he keeps not winning races, doesn't he? Except for the one he did win. But, he keeps finishing outside of the win when he really should win it. So yeah, you know what, whatever. You can blame me, but it's him who's driving. And, not predicting the safety cars coming out at the right time.
Right, Owen, I'm now going to do some points. So you're back to being on your own again. But then I can come back and give you a bigger picture of what everybody needs to do.
Right, okay.
So we're at 19 cars for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know who's left. I don't care who's left. I could attempt to try and figure it out for you. But I just can't be bothered. Except I can, because it's starting to bother me now. Who the hell's missing? None of the top 10 from the last race are missing, so it's no one important. It's Yuri. Yeah, he's really not important. Don't need to worry about him. So, yeah. Yuri could probably do with an invite. And, we've got, I think we've got people asking which Caspers they crashed into in that last race, which would, certainly be suggesting that, the people had issues with our mate Gareth Hall on that race. Baz has given the ready up call, so, regardless of what Leroy needs a break for, it looks like he's not getting it. He's begging for it, but he's not going to be getting his 2-minute break because he's already had 2 minutes, and we now have 20 cars again. So I'd assume that means Yuri has returned. He has indeed. It's hard to really know what to say when we don't have the numbers. I'm normally quite good at making stuff up. Do you want to look at my liveries? If I ever race at some point this season, we're not using that Brawn livery. I made that on day 1. We could use the Manor livery, although I don't like it that much. That one, I don't know why I've made that one. I just wanted to match my badge, to be honest. But that one there, that Marussia, if I ever get a chance to race, either this season or next, then you'll see me in that Marussia. I put a lot of time and effort into that. You better appreciate it when we get to see it. Hopefully Jacko will let me race at some point. You did actually have a soft launch of that livery in Zandvoort, but I was busy having issues at that point, so no one probably even noticed it. But yeah, there's my livery designs, for the year. But as we head into qualifying here for Austria's second race of the evening, Leroy is stuck on the toilet, he says, so tough luck. Not going to be able to qualify for this one. Along with Tony Kirkpatrick, who's not on the toilet. He won the last race. And, well, we had a wet one in the reverse layout. I wouldn't mind a wet race again here, but I would like to see some dry running for the first time in 2 weeks. So, yeah, let's see how we all get on. Are we going to see any sort of dramatic changes in the order based on how we get on forwards compared to backwards? Obviously, you'll see the game's tracking points there as well. So at the end of this, we'll be able to look at the lobby and just see who did the best across the 2 rounds, so that Jacko doesn't have to do the maths for us. And yeah, we'll see how everyone gets on. But first things first, weather. Let's see. Assuming the game's going to load up first. Don't be wet. It's dry. Here we go. We've got a dry qualifying. So that might be the first time you've ever heard me be happy about it being dry. But, we don't want 2 wet races on the same track in a row. That's boring. Who's on your maths yet? That'll be a no. So perhaps Jacko needed the extra time as well. Again, hard to really figure out which driver to try and follow here for this qualifying lap. I just hope the game doesn't give me Tony by default, because that would just be really annoying. The timer's hit 0. Don't know what that means. Oh, for God's sake, it's giving me Tony. No, we don't want him. He's retired already. Apparently, okay, Wace is already having an accident. Don't want him. We'll have Corey. We can do it with Corey as he heads up through turn 2 and into the braking zone of turn 3. All over the curve on the way in. He's gone off the track, and that's a disaster for his qualifying. You can see his name heading down all the way into the bottom half, straight away through one mistake. And it's Arnaud who currently leads the qualifying session. Casper jockeying for position. And it's all going off here at turn 4. You can see the names going up and down. Corey's going to have to recover after braking at turn 3. Look at the rear on the way in. The difference between dry and wet running, you can see it straight away there. Just there's so much more grip out there. Did people run dry setups, I wonder, in the last race? Not everyone has wet setups, so that's another thing you got to sort of factor in. But Arnaud has invalidated, has he? Arnaud's down in 13th place. I think he's invalidated, and Casper has gone on to pole ahead of, I think that was Jake O'Sullivan. And Risky, we're on board him. He's qualified in 3rd. Now, let's see the full-on order. And yeah, there's no Arnold on that list. So Casper's on pole, Jake 2nd, Risky, Corey, good recovery. Again, Gareth Hall, P5, that must be his best qualifying of the season so far. Waitsy, Baza, Jamie Griffiths, Ben, Harriet, Leroy, P9, Jack Craig, and well, from 12th down, Jack Craig, West, Tony, Arnoud, Mike, Ben Shaw, and Johannes. They all didn't get a lap on the board. 4 of which were disqualified. Have we...
Hello, Owen.
Okay, good.
Let me just write Casper's name here on the poll. So, with that race, that we've just seen, Jack Craig promotes himself into 20th in the standings and demotes Robin Border. They are separated by 3 points, but of course Robin is now racing. So they are fighting for a full-time spot for the postseason. But level with Jack Craig is Jori Hazelager, who I don't think is going to get himself into a car in time. And as for the chase, Jamie Griffiths, is 1 point behind Gareth and Ben Harrett. Pete Knighton 6 points off of the cut. Michael O'Kk should be safe in P15. Waze should be safe. Bazza is safe anyway because he's the man that runs the lobbies, but he's 17th with 19 points. But Leroy, Jori, Jack Craig all separated there by 3 points, and Robin Border 1 point behind Jack Craig. So lots to play for, I will say that.
So sorry, how far is Gareth Hall off playoffs, was it you said?
He's in the playoffs by a point.
So qualifying P5 here has really helped with
It's not helped him. Well, he wants to go chase, doesn't he? He's Project Chase man.
Well, doesn't look like he's going to get it with a qualifying performance that good. I mean, he's on PC, he should be quick. And sitting in P5 on the grid, it's a good sign for him. So we'll see if he can get himself up into the higher echelons of the finishing results. But let's look at the tyres. Now, most of the field are going to start on the softs. The only ones not on softs are Risky in 3rd, Jimmy in 7th, Wes and Tony 13th and 14th, Arnold's on the hards in 15th, Mike 16th, Johannes 18th. Another bad qualifying for Johannes, except this time it was his own fault. So we'll see how this all gets sorted out in the race with 20 cars on the field, most of which are on the soft compound tyre, so expect early pit stops. The same 25 lap format that we had before, 2 mandatory stops, make your set and stop from lap 13 onwards, and we're all good. And it is going to be a dry race, and that means DRS will get involved, and we should be able to see plenty of back and forth. So this should be an exciting round 10.
Sure should be. The catch for Robin and Jack is they don't realise that they are fighting for a place in the playoffs, and I don't think Jori and Leroy do either. So it's going to be fascinating. It really is. But anyway, this is iconic, isn't it? Round 10 Austria, and Jackocar is closing out its regular season. By the way, Casper Klein can still win the regular season if he wins the race and Arnaud crashes out. Any other result, Arnaud is the season 12 regular season champion.
Here comes Jori then, parking up at the back of the grid. And this should be fascinating race. I cannot wait to see how this lot attack these first few laps. And you can see where Casper is pointed directly at the inside. Jake's pointed directly to the outside. They're going to come towards each other on this start, and Risky will just sit behind and watch the fireworks. We've got 5 red lights here in Austria once again tonight. Boogity, boogity, boogity. What a start from Casper. I can't believe he's got on the line that quickly. Didn't even get to finish my bloody starting phrase. That was so quick. He's ahead into turn 1. Jake 2nd. Risky 3rd. And there was a lot of drivers all over the grass. Tony, I think, has been shuffled even further towards the back of the grid. But everyone has kept their cars in decent nick as we head towards turn 3, and that was contact. Bazza has gone to the side of Ben Harrett, and there's lots of contact with Wes and Pete involved here as well. And they're going to fall down the field. It may well have been Bazza who was all over the grass on the way up to turn 1 as well, because he already had damage before getting to turn 3, I think. But, well, all kicking off in the midfield. Casper lead, Jake, Risky, Corey, and Waitsley the top 5.
Yeah, I think you spotted everything I saw as the yellow flags fly for Ben Harrett further back, who's had an incident with...
we've got another spinner.
Peter Knighton.
Leroy's in the middle of the road. This is such a difficult position to find yourself in. Wow. And it's brought out a full course yellow of the virtual safety car variety, I believe. I wonder why that is, because he was only in the middle of the track, but he wasn't, crashed. But, well, it lets people pit, doesn't it? That's what we get from this. Arnold was up in 5th before hitting the pit entry. He may well have been able to floor it a little bit. But is he going to pit for more hards? That's what that looks like to me. And IT goes. These are all legal pit stops, yes?
Yes. Yep.
So, Arnold...
As and when you like these days.
So, Arnold, well, the benefit he has from this is that he only has to make one more stop. The negative is that he's obviously on the hard compound tyres now for most of the race, or at least up until lap 13. So, we'll see how this works out for him. Ben Shaw, in need of a win at some point in his life. And on the medium compound tyres, maybe he can challenge Arnold during this race. Jack and Robin right next to each other there. They pitted as well. And Leroy gets away with that spin. It brought out a virtual safety car. Very, very handy for him. And we are still under virtual safety car, aren't we? We've not got any full safety car. It's a kind of long VSC. Look out for the green flags again. We're on board with Casper. He's started to speed up a little bit, perhaps anticipating a restart. And there it is. We've gone green again. And Jake wasn't on the ball there. Here comes Risky. He's going to be alongside him out towards turn 1. Surely you back off. Even with DRS, it's not going to work into turn 1, and it doesn't. Risky just sits back, but he looks aggressive on this restart. Oh, and big slide for Jake. That's not going to help either. He does have the DRS on Casper. That's keeping him in play at the minute. But Risky, he's won here before in the past. 10 seasons it's been since he won here. But he very much would like a second win here, and he's looking aggressive.
Yep, sure does, Owen. Sorry, I was catching up with all the chats I didn't have time to read earlier. By the way, Bazza is up to P6. Fantastic drive from him. I know pit stops are playing a factor here, though, as I believe that is Gareth Hall all over the back of him. Leroy rejoins the session as the other Gareth Hall, or other Casper Klein, leads the race. I'm just still catching me out, these two idiots.
The other Gareth Hall.
Oh, and Sullivan.
That'll entice Corey a little bit there, and Gareth on the back of Bazza. I suspect these two will get a bit detached as Jake and Risky appear to follow each other off the track, because they've both got penalties at the exact same time. And that'll help Casper sort of calm his nerves. It means if he gets overtaken, which he will because he had a horrendous turn 1, it won't affect him too badly. But Jake's into the lead of the race, and that was absolutely sitting candy for a baby. That was a humongous slide that Casper had at turn 1. Quite how it didn't turn to an all-right spin is beyond me. It looks like it did for OKK though, not OKK. Mike, sorry.
You can't get names right either.
Just naturally, it's the first thing that you come to think of when there's a yellow flag, as it turns out. But no, Mike Kelterborn, looks like he did have a spin. And oh, look at this, Gareth free wide with. Oh, look at that. That was I think that was Jamie Griffiths just mugging the two of them there.
It is.
Getting by Bazza and Gareth in one go, and Johannes takes it as well. Risky. Is he a yellow flag? I don't know, but he's lost a position to, what's his face? Corey
Dalton.
Is this going to be into the pits? He looks like he's struggling, but Waitsy and Corey will pit. Oh, wow, Waitsy nearly went off there, trying to keep it within the lines. It looked like Corey made much less of an effort to keep within the lines, but I'm sure Jackocar will have a look at that one. Not to be a rat, but it did look a little bit like he was pushing the limits there. Actually, maybe I shouldn't give Jackocar too much to do. It looks like Jacko's stats have had enough for today.
Oh, I'm still catching up.
Yeah.
I am keeping up with the laps led though. Casper has led them all, so that's keeping it nice and easy for me. 4-second lead over Sullivan Lewis.
Oh,
yellow flags fly. Arnold is out of this race.
Well, safety car's out, but that was the big player from that VSC has crashed out at turn 1. And that...
And Owen, what did I say?
Well, I was about to make it, yeah.
And Casper wins. Casper's regular season champion. But he has to win.
And he looks like he's on course for it, because what's happened here is that Jake, Corey, Waitsy all just pit. So that means Casper can take a free pit stop here, and he'll have Risky as a rear gunner, perhaps even Johannes. I mean, Jamie Griffiths is out there as well. He's up there once again, although I think he has wing damage. Hard to tell because the game won't give us a good view of it. Can we see his front wing, please, game? Yes, he's broken it, so he'll be into the pits. In fact, I mean, there'll always be the pits to change their front lines, won't they? But let's see where they all come out, because I suspect Ben Shaw will lead with Arnold out of the picture, because he has beaten Jake and Corey out. But mind you, if I say he's going to lead the race, then that means maybe they'll all beat Casper out. I don't know. Let's find out. You can see Casper. Delta. Look at that. Oh! Did Jake just hit him? He did. He smashed his front wing to pieces. Now, what's happened there?
Jake O'Sullivan.
What's happened there is that, by the way, Ben Shaw, that has to be at least rear wing damage and not diffuser damage. He got hit so hard. And what happened was that he got to the start-finish line, and his delta must have spiked, because he just floored the brakes. And he was attacking because he wanted to try and beat Casper out of the pits, which he hasn't managed to do. Casper ahead of Risky, the top two, then Ben in third. But basically, I think his delta must have spiked there, Ben Shaw. He's hit the brakes, and maybe Jake wasn't paying attention, because he had a fair enough gap. But he just smashed into the back of him. He gets himself a 10-second penalty and massive wing damage. His race is ruined. But I suspect Ben Shaw is going to have serious damage from that.
Yeah, Jackocar's just had a look. I mean, it looks like, from the angle that you provided us there, Owen, that Jake had time to avoid Ben. But obviously, the speed these cars slow down, it may have been a smaller gap than what it looked like. So it'll... Who knows, it may or may not get reported.
I mean, knowing Jake, it probably will. But the thing is...
but also, knowing that this race means nothing, hopefully he doesn't give us any work to do, because we really can't be asked.
The thing is with this, like, you never expect someone to hit the brakes on the straight, do you? So I can sort of sympathise with Jake in that case, but again, you know, you've got to keep your wits about you. And he didn't. So, yeah... Unfortunate, because I think that's ruined Ben Shaw's race, that as well. Surely there's no way he won't have had severe damage from that. I just can't see a scenario where you get hit that hard and don't have damage. He'd be a very lucky man if he doesn't. But we'll find out on the restart, surely, won't we?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just wonder if Risky is going to try and play team ball here, get past Casper, hold him up and get Ben into the lead, assuming Ben has no damage, because it would be a great opportunity for Shaw to win and make it 7 winners in the opening 10 races. That's what we would love, but it never always goes our way. Safety car in this lap, and it'd be Casper Klein to get us back underway.
Now, just looking at Johannes and Jamie, they've gone for hards and softs. They sort of complete polar opposites. Jamie didn't change his front wing in the pits. It would have cost him a few places, so maybe he's gone for the sauce to try and compensate. But yeah, there may be two drivers to watch in the restart. Risky also, he's hungry for a win this season. I think he knows he's quick enough for it. He's got the penalty with him though, so he's going to have to... he's got front wing damage as well, actually, so I'd say Casper has an easy job of this on the restart as he comes out of the final corner. He's on overtake already, getting ready to go. And he's waited right until the line, and look how sort of slow everyone was there. No one was really ready for that at all. Even though Casper waited right to the last moment. I mean, when else was he going to go, people? As we see Gareth Hall nearly put into the wall. He will spin, but up at the front, we've got all sorts going on. Here's Johannes looking on the inside. Ben Shaw hits him. That was a proper shove, wasn't it? And he's got himself ahead. Oh, Jamie Griffiths was into the side of Ben Air as well. And he's going to weave his way through. The pair of them right on the outside with wing damage
as well.
And that might be what's limiting him, but he's kept it alongside Johannes. He'll now have the inside. For turn 6's contact.
Oh, come on.
Nicely
on the road,
done.
boys. Fantastic racing.
And Johannes is up into the podium places then. What about Corey Dalton? He got unlucky with that safety car timing. He's ahead of Ben Shaw, who we're on board with. I mean, no immediate signs of damage, but I mean, he's fallen through the field, so it can't be helping. Casper ahead by over a second. There'll be no direction to worry about. Risky is a wounded car. So we'll be expecting to see him possibly fall into the clutches of Johannes on this lap. Johannes, who started this race all the way down, I think in 18th, didn't he? And he's already up into 3rd place, so things are going very well for him. And Corey Dalton is ahead of Jamie Griffiths. Makes sense. I mean, Jamie's got the damage. He's going to fight back, you know. Oh, he had to let off the throttle then to avoid hitting the back of Corey Dalton, but he was thinking about the move. Yuri's holding an almighty train up here. It's got Robin and Jack Craig side by side, and this is fascinating in the mid-pack.
This is in the standings though, and this is 19th, 20th and 21st, so it's so important that Yuri finishes ahead. And also Robin 3 points behind Jack Craig. He needs to be where Ben Shaw is, but it's at the minute it's not enough. Jack Craig goes through to race in the chase with Yuri Haselager. And Robin wide. Here comes Jack Craig, a run on the straight, Owen Wyatt.
Meanwhile, Johan is up to 2nd place, just a bit of housekeeping, but this is the important fight, isn't it, for P10, Tony up into 5th, and we'll track their progress. But with how slow Yuri is, he may well be on a default setup here, by the way. That's why he's so slow. And there's a front wing flying off. Someone's front wing's gone flying off there, and there's all sorts going on here. We've got a 7, 8, 9 car pile up and a VSC straight away. But someone's front wing was flying off at turn 2. So what on earth was going on there? Jack Craig's got massive damage, but so's everyone else. I'm just trying to work out who's. It was Jake O'Sullivan. It was Jake O'Sullivan. His entire front wing was off before they even got to turn 3. I'm sure of it. And this is all Yuri. Basically, I think he has his default setup on, doesn't he? So he's going to have absolutely no straight line speed. And I think they maybe were wanting to play a bit of DRS chicken there. I don't know I don't know what was going on. The angle I had of it showed everything, but showed nothing at the same time. It was just an absolute mess, as we see Risky pitting under this VSC. But anyway, heavy damage for a lot of them is the end result.
Yeah, I was on board with Waze for that, going up to turn 3, and it wasn't his fault. It was just everybody about 5 wide piling in, and there's just wing damage absolutely everywhere. In all of that, by the way, Robin Border is now in position to go and race in the chase, and Jack Craig is out.
Oh, Corey is somehow still in the race. I don't know how. Do you remember in season 3 when Arnold and Khalifa had themselves on the grass up towards turn 3? Well, that's what should have happened that day. Corey hit the grass and spun off, and I can't believe he's still in this race.
Oh, I've just seen it. Unbelievable.
That could have been an airplane
nobody else involved this time around. And was it not season 4, the race that Yuri Haselager went on to win that day?
I don't remember, actually, to be honest. I know that Corey has had history of accidents in that corner.
Sure has.
But yeah, I can't believe he's still in this race. Honest to God, catching that on board, unbelievable. But Johannes, I tell you what a defence that was. We call Arnold the driver who puts his elbows out, but I mean, that was something else. If I'm Tony, I might be slightly worried about what's about to happen here. As they head up the hill again. Johannes will be aware that what happened there caused an accident, and he's moved over early enough so that it doesn't happen this time. Side by side into turn 3, both lock up, both go wide. But Johannes has track position, has DRS. Good race management, that. Waits in P4. So I'm sure that's doing his championship aspirations a load of good. Oh, another crash at turn 3, and it's Yuri and Mike Kelterborn this time. And Baza has got past Robin. So I wonder if Robin and Yuri may have actually been racing as well. They were next to each other on the track. But we're about to hit the halfway stage, so be ready for another round of pit stops in a moment as well. There's a lot to sort of consider in this race. Ben Shaw is on the back of Jamie Griffiths, and just pelling along. He's on for another P5, probably, knowing him. Oh, but look at the rear coming out of the final corner. I'm still convinced that car has to be damaged. That looks difficult to drive, but anyway, I'm sure he'll tell us after the race. But here comes Tony again, on the back of Johannes.
So wide. So I was watching elsewhere. Ben Shaw has now opened up to a pass, but go on, Tony and Chris Waits you're talking about?
Yeah, and Johannes, not Chris Waits, but
That's
Tony.
right.
Yep, Tony gets through because he waited for the DRS detection point this time on the entry to turn 3, so that was good race management from him this time. Ben Shaw, he's past Jamie Griffiths and into, believe it or not, P5. Robin, by the way, this is the race he needed, isn't it? Who's that gone off?
Yeah.
Is that Johannes has gone off? And has he lost the whole front wing? Oh, wow. What is going on with these guys today? That's going to help Robin gain another place. He's got no penalties, has Robin. So if we get another safety car in this race, he can be promoted right up into the top 4. And that will certainly keep him in the season. But to Johannes, he's not even making a pit entry there. That was so close to a pile-up there.
Tony gets a penalty as well now. Meanwhile, Casper's led every single lap this race. He's in a different league, looking for his 3rd race win of the season. I think that'd be 15 all time if he does it. Bazza P4, Robin P5, Yori P6. Crucially, Jack Craig pitting from P14. He is not racing for a championship. Stands.
Casper,
Yellow flags.
not
Oh,
Casper.
Casper! It's
No,
Gareth Hall.
it's Gareth.
It's Gareth Hall.
The prick.
He's a twat, isn't he? Oh.
This is probably the second time he's been off there at turn 1, and somehow didn't bring out a safety car that. And I was about to say that would have been even more luck for Robin, because that's exactly what he needed, and he would have got to make his second pit stop. We are on lap 14. We are in the pit stop window now. A couple have made their stop. When I say Ben Shaw and Jimmy Griffiths are those couple, and Johannes, but he was sort of forced to. Pete, Jack Craig, Corey, although that's probably his 3rd stop now after his accident earlier on. Will Robin pit? Wait, see, will. Looks like a lot of these guys are going to stick with it, and Baz is way wide. Robin, I think he's just going to do what he needs to. He's on hard tyres, so he's able to goal hine if he wants.
So, I've just seen a message from Gareth Hall. Can we swap Casper Kleins, please, from Gareth Hall? He wants Casper's P1.
Well, the thing is, he's got his Project Chase, hasn't he? Blown P5 on the grid, but
as it stands, Ben Harrah and Jamie Griffiths are still racing with Gareth Hall out. It puts Gareth Hall into the chase for the first time. For the first time since he joined the league. I think he has been there before, but it was before he was good. This is all very exciting, Owen. Anything could happen yet.
Yeah, and
Casper needs another lap.
I'm still waiting for him to come into the pits. Is he going to go for some soft tyres, perhaps, in the closing stages? Is that what these lot are all looking at doing? I mean, we could be seeing some good undercutting. We've got Robin here, still on the back of Bazza, who's going to pit. He was all over the grass, was Bazza. But Robin, now into P3 and into some clear air. If he sees safety car pop up now, it'll make his season. He may already be on for the results he needed.
Career day.
As we see another car speed into the pits.
Yeah. So many penalties. And Tony's made no impression on Casper's lead, by the way. It's just grown. Johannes, as you say, 3-second penalty. Robin P3, Sullivan P4. Bazza did pit that lap, by the way.
Oh no!
He has now just come out P9. Look
Here
at this.
we go
Absolute
again.
Mess.
How is this one going to end? Here comes Johannes. Don't do it. Don't do it. He thought about it. Here's Leroy as well. Bit of contact with Wes. And I think Wes has just been done by 4 cars in one straight, hasn't he? Or 3 cars in one straight. Poor bloke. But and Pete Knighton just sort of sat there in the background. How many races is it? I actually have lost count.
For who? Sorry.
Pete Knighton.
Pete Knighton.
Yeah.
This is now 193. Yeah.
I haven't got lost count. I think I said 199 earlier. I knew that was the wrong number, so I was trying to figure out. Hold on, what number actually is it? But yes, 193.
He's saving the win for 199. Oh no!
Somehow misses the wall, just Leroy. Somehow, I've only ever seen. I mean, Verstappen hit that wall once, but he's going to spin back onto the track, the same as he did on lap 1. Be careful, Leroy. Goodness sake. My God, that could have been an airplane crash. Could still be. He's very unpredictable.
A position for Jack Craig, it's not enough.
Pete's been off, but he's not hit anything, somehow. But Robin, he's come out of the pit. He's P9. You can see cars ahead of him who have penalties, so he'll be making places. And we've got Pete and Yuri side by side. That's a dangerous combination if I've ever seen one. And they make contact. But Yuri is ahead. And Casper still up in the lead of this race. Wait, see. I mean, he's net second really at the minute, isn't he? As long as he doesn't get any penalties. He's kept it quiet, but he's kept it clean. And I'm sure this will be doing him a whole load of good for whatever his situation is this season. I'm sure you have it.
P3 would put him on 50 points, which knocks Gareth all out. So Gareth has 3 drivers that are putting him into the chase at the minute. It's what he wants.
That'll become second place as well, I think, Jacko. If he keeps penalty free.
Yeah, well, there you go. Easy.
No.
Pardon me. Do excuse me.
Another car into the pits. Risky. That'll, again, help Robin out. I mean, a top 6 is in the bag as long as he keeps this clean. A safety car happens, he's on, let's say, for a podium. So he just needs to play this safe. He's just going to pass them both, isn't he? He's alongside Johannes. He's all over the grass. Be careful, because Johannes is going forward as well. We're 3-1 into turn 4. Oh, and Robin contact, and somehow they've stayed in the same order they arrived. I have no idea how.
By the way, Bazza is in position there, by the way. He is legitimately fighting for P6.
A day of a race of upsets. That first race was crap. This is this is a lot better. This is a lot better.
Normally we like the rain as well. It offers up. Look at Robin go through on Johannes. I think he's trying to get the DRS, isn't he?
That's not going to work, is it?
Oh, slidey. But yeah.
Oh, bump drafting. Here we go. Bump drafting.
You'd love to see this. This is what Jackocar's about, Owen. Yes.
That's brilliant. No public apologies coming from us for that today. I'll tell you that for free. And Pete, well, another penalty for him. But I mean, just add it to the list, I suppose. We'll see this whole order will flip on its head when they cross the line. But not if you're Casper Klein. He's dominating, isn't he? Tony's into the pits.
Yeah.
And this is important for Waitsy because I know Tony has a penalty. I think he has only the 3 seconds. But Waitsy's had plenty of undercutting time. You'd expect him to even be ahead anyway. But let's see. I think we've been waiting for this big performance from Waitsy. And in fairness, I have to say we've kept it quite quiet. We've not really seen much of it. But here he comes. He is just behind Tony, so we will have to push for this.
Oh, look at Robin! To the inside of Bazza.
Yellow
backs out, yellow flags.
Contact! And round! And hit by Johannes. Oh, that's a huge accident. That'll be a safety car.
Safety car. Got to be.
It's not a safety car. Nope, not a safety car apparently. Okay.
How is that not?
No idea.
This puts Jack Craig back into it.
And the pendulum swings once again. I mean, how do you call it? How on earth do you call any of this? Yes, Casper has finally pitted. But, well, for Robin, it's not the end of the world. Is it? Oh, another one's gone at the final corner, and that's Mike Keltable. Did we blow through safety cars or something? Did that VSC that led to the full safety car, was that actually just spamming VSCs or something? Because we've had 2 or 3 definite safety cars that haven't been. So I wonder if we somehow used up the whole alliance, because we've got cars off everywhere. Risky's off this time. And he'll
Mike
recover.
Once again at turn 1.
Yeah, absolute.
Jamie Griffith's still going well at P5, by the way.
He's done well. He did, when he made that second pit stop, change his front wing, and I think he'll be very pleased he's done that, because it's let him have that sort of free air. What are the penalties looking like then? He does have 6 seconds, but I mean he's got 8 seconds to Bazza, so there's nothing really to worry about. Actually, you know what? There's no point looking at the penalties. They're just what they are. They are what they are. We'll see what happens at the end. Who's that? Leroy's gone off again at turn 8. Where are you going, mate? Where are you going? The track's
Mike's
the
off
track's
as well.
that way. Oh, what's going on here? I think he's getting out of the way because he's got no front wing, but Leroy's just killing his playoff hopes here, which is convenient. I think
It's not playoff hopes, it's chase hopes.
Chase hopes.
As
Oh dear.
Hang on, so the gap between Robin and Leroy is 6 points.
Oh no! Oh no!
Which at the minute, Robin advances and Leroy goes out. Jack Craig also goes through. Where's Yuri in all of this? Yuri's P8. He's into the chase as it stands. But yeah, Leroy gets eliminated from competitive competition. And with 3 laps to go, Owen, I don't see a way back for him.
I don't think there is a way back for him unless Robin has another issue.
Yeah, I mean, so Waze is safe, Bazza is safe. They've just got to get to the end now. Leroy is getting eliminated with Dustin, Florian, Quinn, and the name you might know, Owen Wyatt.
I know, tragic, isn't it?
It is. You've been awful this season.
I know.
1 start, 1 DNF.
Bottom of the championship. Standard.
Yeah. Actually, no, you're ahead of Quinn because you started a race. Quinn's not made any effort at all.
Oh. That's impressive
Not that
because I literally didn't start the race, but thanks Codemasters.
It counts.
Now, it would appear to me that the race has finally given up. You can see on the minimap, everyone's just sort of in their own spot at the moment. Apart from Pete and Yuri, they are potentially going to continue fighting, but I think he's on a default setup, you see. So the fact he's even in the top 10 in the first place is quite impressive. But yeah, I think these two will take their P8 and P9 at the end of all this. All the chaos has died down, and oh no, it's not. And
By the way, Owen,
Risky, who's gone all over the grass getting to the pit lane. Now that seems a little bit illegal, but oh well, he's going to finish at the back anyway.
Johannes Mellis, 30 starts in the Cup Series.
Oh yeah.
And tonight you saw his first DNF.
That's a good point. I didn't even notice. Yeah. And it wasn't even his fault, was it? Poor bloke got involved in someone else's accident.
I guess so.
Just thought we'd give Casper a bit of attention, by the way. I mean, he has led every lap, hasn't he? He's just sort of
every single lap. Yeah.
He's on his way to the regular season title. Has he ever won it before?
No, but I will verify that before I say no. Regular season champions. I'll go from season 1, shall I? Arnaud, Kyle, Khalifa, Arnaud, Ben Shaw twice in a row, Jake O'Sullivan twice in a row, then Corey, Jake, Corey. Casper would become a new champion. So Arnaud, Kyle, Khalifa, Ben Shaw, Jake O'Sullivan, Corey. He'd be the 8th driver to ever win it. And here we come, the penultimate corner for the penultimate time, Owen. Guess what, everybody? It's 1 lap to go in Austria and the end of the regular season. Jackocar well on its way to the playoffs, and I think we're going to lose Leroy.
Yeah, and that is a shocker to lose Leroy. Just serious shocker. Jake pitted, presumably to go for the fast lap, but he's found a Corey Dalton instead, so that could be fireworks. But what's also interesting is that Robin hasn't given up on Yuri yet. He doesn't have to do anything. He's going to be ahead of him by virtue of the penalty that Yuri has, but he's doing well to still get the top 8 finish, which he needs to kick his season into play, and hopefully we can see more results like this from him as the season gets into the business end of things. But here comes Casper, a yellow flag behind him. Don't really know why, unless Waze is out of fuel or something, but or Risky's been off actually.
Waze went off track, letting him go.
Ah, right, I see. Here comes Casper then. It's an unexpected regular season championship. It doesn't mean much really in the grand scheme of things, but look at him. He's going to slow down and he's going to do a burnout across the line. Casper, the showman, takes the regular season championship, and he's done it in style. Tony, he's won and he's finished second tonight, his best day of the season by far. And Waitsy, same to him, a podium very well deserved, kept it clean, and beats Ben Shaw, who's going to come home and finish in 4th, and that's an airplane crash as well, as he wipes Leroy out of the championship in pretty pathetic fashion. He's had a disaster. How the hell is Leroy not... that might be one of the most shocking things I've seen. How the hell has Leroy not made it in? That's unbelievable. It's inexplicable.
Leroy, by the way, is somebody who has been to the Championship 5 through the playoffs, not just the chase. The only saving grace for him is, I believe, Jack Craig cannot commit to every single postseason race, so there is still a way in for Leroy, but it will fall on Jack Craig's availability.
Yeah.
But Robin Border come from out of the elimination zone to make it in to this season's chase. He will be racing for a title, as will Yuri, as will Baza, as will Asterix Jack Craig.
Well, I think Jack Craig's earned it, hasn't he? Even if he can't make all the races, just let him get knocked out that way. I wouldn't give his spot to someone who was off the track at turn 8 multiple times and mucking about at the end. Clearly didn't seem to be aware he was in danger. But that's what happens when you don't pay attention. And in fairness, I didn't know he was in danger either, because no one did the numbers, but until halfway through the race. But, you know, oh well, you got to race every race like it could be, you know, your season-defining race. That's what Robin did, finished 7th place. That's what Baza did, finished 6th place. They get through, they've had a good day. And that's sort of the bottom line. Even Yuri, with no setup, ends up in 8th place. I assume no setup. I mean, look at... he has to have had no setup. But anyway, Casper, the champion for the regular season, and a dominant race to do it. Tony, Waitsy, Ben Shaw, Jamie, Baza, Robin, Yuri, Jake, Pete, Corey, Jack, Wace, Ben Harrett, and then we got Risky. What a disaster he had today. Mike, Leroy, Johannes, Gareth, and Arnoud. Arnoud, how the hell have you done this? At the very least, he's got the bottle the championship out of the way for the regular season championship. I know he's our reigning champion, but he likes to lose championships, does Arnoud. And so if that's the one he loses, then fair enough.
Exciting times, Owen. That was fantastic. Very exhilarating, actually.
Yeah, it was a much better race, that one, than the first one. So I'm glad they showed up for this one. I'm waiting to find out Leroy's reaction to his elimination, because I'm sure he will have no idea that he got eliminated. I mean, what do you even do when no one's ever been eliminated like this before? Normally we're worried about getting eliminated from the chase and the playoffs. Normally getting eliminated from the whole championship halfway through the season, that is a shocker. But well, it doesn't appear to be saying anything. Maybe he's in shock.
Well, Leroy is a stat for you. Leroy's the first Cup Series driver to be eliminated in round 10. Obviously, that's it's not his fault that we changed the format, but that is of course, unless Jack Craig can't make it. But if Jack takes the spot, then Leroy is the earliest elimination of anybody ever, and that, I can tell you, is out of how many drivers? 86.
Like I say, I wouldn't give him the spot anyway. Even if Jack Craig can't get it, he didn't make it.
We need 20 for the.
We will get 20.
To work.
And let's be honest, 20's a number that just doesn't happen these days. We got lucky there tonight.
It happened tonight. Yeah, it happened.
We had to have 2 tries. Do you know what I mean? But oh well, that's a championship over for Leroy. I don't care. I know Jack was actually the boss, but personally, I think. Do you know what? Actually, he'll get knocked out early in the chase anyway, so it's fine. But where are we next week? Well, no one's going to know yet, are we? We are racing next week, aren't we? That's actually what I should check first, isn't it? Because I know we have a break coming up.
So it probably means it's going to be Monza.
Yeah.
November the 15th, something like that.
Yeah, so we are bloody hell. It's the 16th of October. I didn't realise we'd be that far along. So yeah, we are racing for the next 2 Thursdays, and then we do take a 3-week break. So I knew there was a break coming up at some point, but yeah, we've got 2 rounds to go. Nor can I. Although if we could make that a 2-week break and then just move the rest of the season forward, then I wouldn't miss the Championship 5. You know, think about it. But anyway, we'll have that discussion later. But thank you all for watching. That has been the regular season. We have a regular season champion in Casper. He was already running gold. Did he know what was coming? But I'm sure he'll tell us he did. Thanks to the one viewer who's still here. We really have fallen off, I'm aware. But we'll be back next week for the start of the playoffs, for the start of the chase. Be there. Safe travels.